Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am sneaking up on Sammy. He was in that chair. See, that's my side. That's Gary's side. But I told Gary that should be his color. His, because he likes blue, but I said, that's yours. So Gary sits there, Sammy sits there, and then I have to sit here, which is fine because I've got my friends. We've got Cat, and I have yet to name that sloth. And I thought, what about Slothy? But that doesn't work. So he still doesn't have a name. And it's a shame because he's been long enough. He's been here long enough. Look at that little face. Yeah, he's a little baby sloth. So we got to give him a name, but I think I woke Sammy up. So Sammy always messes this up. No matter where I put it, he kicks it up. It's, so there's the little fly that he was playing with. Let me see. Is that? Nope, that's not the fly. There's a piece of, see, these are falling off, y'all. Not as bad. Not as bad. These are healthy. If you cut this open, you can drink the juice. It's not flavorful though, but if you were ever in a situation where there was a lack of water, a succulent plant would save the day. All right, so let's toss that. In this black container is Sammy's catnip. But yeah, look at Sammy. Hey, man. Hi, baby. So we both have bells. So when I hear him dinging his little bell or hear him walking, I'll shake my bell to let him know, come on in. But he is still not comfortable coming in my bedroom yet. So what he does, if he gets hungry, he gets frustrated, he'll pull his hair out and leave it by my door. And I just need him to get comfortable with coming into my room and saying, hey, can you give me something extra to eat? Which I don't want to do because he has his hard food and he's already overweight. And, I'm trying to keep him regulated, but he is due for his bath. I'm going to give him his morning bath, but since he's resting, I'll put it off. But this is his little section. And I am just making memories and sharing them with you guys. But yeah, baby. Yeah. It all white. Yeah, you good boy. Yeah. You are a good boy. And everybody on YouTube just loves you, Sammy. Yeah, you famous. Yeah, you famous. Yeah, you good boy. Yeah. And y'all, I love how he just slumps himself over my shoulder. Oh my gosh, he's like a baby. So in here, there was people outside. Let me turn this off. Okay, there were people outside. I hate that flash. It makes everything look fuzzy. And he didn't have any place to go. And he ran in here. So I made him, inside of this closet, a little space that he can call his own. So he's in here with the vacuum cleaners and the rug doctors and all of the other things up there. But he's got a place that he can call his own. And I've put catnip in there. And that's the best I can do because he did not want to come into my bedroom to save his life. But he did. So I'm thinking that this little area right here may end up being his food area instead of it being right here. because there's a possibility that we're going to get a buffet right here. And am I going to put food on it? No. But it can be for knickknacks and stuff. That is going to definitely stay there. But this right here, I think we're going to have to move it. And plus, moving it over where I just showed you would give him more privacy. And it would, you know, so that's what I'm thinking about doing. And we'll see how that turns out. All right, y'all, I did it. So we have this area back to ourselves. And this is just going to have to stay here. I don't like having the litter box in the dining area. But since it doesn't look like a litter box and it's together, I'm on top of it. It's going to have to be fine. I would prefer to have the litter box. Oops, I didn't mean to spin you around so fast. But I would rather have the litter box in the laundry room. But as you can see, the laundry room is filled to capacity. Now, if I were to move this cattle corner, you know, and then have the area over here, it still wouldn't work. It still would not work. And as you can see down here, all the way to the back, we've got supplies, you know. And this right here is just recycling. This is going out. With this gone, it'll just be the trash can. And I had to be very careful because I had chicken and a piece of chicken dropped onto the floor. It was a tiny piece and I didn't even notice it. And Sammy could have had it because he's allergic to chicken. Any kind of poultry, he breaks out in a horrible rash. It's happened to him twice with his previous caretaker. So I have to be really, really careful with chicken. But the good news is, if he does somehow get into a piece of chicken, I'll know. I'll see him acting funny, and I will take him to the vet right away. It won't last a long time, his suffering. And here is where he's going to have, okay, that looks terrible. But so you can see, this is where his spot is. So, and he has privacy. The only thing that I don't like is that there's an electrical thing right there that we use to vacuum. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, this over here is for the stray cats. So when we're leaving out, we just grab some and go. I can't put it there. I don't want to put it where the shoebox is because it'll interfere. But I don't want it to interfere with his food. So I'm going to have to swap that outlet with that one and just put the plastic covers over it. And we're just going to have to leave it at that because there's really never any reason for me to use that. So that's what we're doing. Trying to perfect everything. Trying to get it, you know, we got some things coming in today. Now on the journaling side or paper crafting side, I am tired of buying those calendars, those desk calendars, because I really don't use it as often as I used to. So I just got this. This is just a pad, and you get 50 sheets. And I just think this is a nice little, you know, swap out. Unfortunately, the desk is small, and what used to be here was more lengthy and narrow, but this has width, so my Verizon thing has to sit on top of it, and my water drink is in the back. So it's, to me, it looks kind of crammed, but you know, it is what it is. I'm determined to make it work. So that is it for this part. And this right here, y'all, you see how I wrote bad? There was some kind of electrical situation, because you know this was struck by lightning and it doesn't work and we never got it fixed. Well, somehow this got affected and it melted the thing that's inside. Like, you can pull it out, you can try to pull it out, but it's like melted in there. So I wrote bad. The only thing that's coming out of there is that light. But I need to get Gary to get that, to turn the electric off and get that out of here, because that would be a great place to put that outlet that I was just showing you. So, you know, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. And then the one that is over there where the litter is, I put the plastic to cover that, you know, because I don't want to use that outlet. But it's like, man, you got these outlets that you can't, that you don't or can't use. And there's another outlet right back here behind that cat thing that I got covered up that, you know, I could use for something. So I guess we'll have, I tell you what, let's use that one. That one right there. Let's use that. Nope, can't use that because that outlet is kind of going bad. That needs to be fixed, so we can't use that. And plus there's already that big black thing that's down there. So that would be like having redundancy. So, man, and it's stupid to have it right there because that's where I work out. The only legitimate place that it could be would be right there. But the thing of it is, y'all, is when we go to sit down on this bench, right? And now I'm sitting on it, that's going to be sticking out in the back, you know? And so that's what irks me. And the thing is that we actually do use this outlet. So I'm just going to leave it as it is, guys. If you suggest that I do move it, then you could feel free to put that in the description box. But I really want that to be right there. And I think that's just how it's going to have to be. That's the best place. So that way, you know, I mean, it just makes better sense. But anyway, let's just. So if anything looks a mess, y'all, that's catnip. Catnip is everywhere. And we're going to sit here with our coffee and our protein shake that's in there and the little brown specks. That's flaxseed, y'all. That's flaxseed. And the flaxseed gives this an almond, a little more of an almond taste. You know me, I could even throw in some cinnamon. So here I am, and I'm going to sit here and keep his company, and we're going to look at the birds, and I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to use this journal right here. Now, this is the thing. This is the dining room journal, not the living room journal. Here is the living room journal. And this is my big happy planner. I prefer this because that way I don't have to bring this desk over. This desk can stay here for drinks or food. And because this is hard, I can do my writing. I can do some writing. This is an expired thing. Once this is gone and I use up all the papers, that's the end of it. But this right here is like if I'm just sitting here in the living room and I just want to think out my day and spend time with Sammy, then I can do that here. I can do that right here. But all of this, I don't need. That can go in the trash. And matter of fact, I'm going to put a trash can right here. So that way, if I'm doing a little tiny bit of paper crafting, I can just toss that paper right in that trash can until I take it for recycling. Okay, I worked out so hard that day to work off that McCrispy patty that I had. I remember that. And it was the best workout. It really was. So I'll just probably fill in a little bit of this just because I don't want it to go to waste. This is an ink pen that you guys are probably familiar with. Okay, upside down. Here it is. Right. But I don't like the pen because it's so hard. And I have to keep those Band-Aids in that pouch right there. So that way I can write if I want to write for a long period of time. Let's see, got things done. I really did. I got things done. So that was a smiley face for that. So all of these were done. Took care of Sammy, took care of myself. Bathed, workout, and let's see. Walk, workout again, nap, workout again, soft walk. Okay, we did not work out again for a soft walk because I fell asleep at 8 p.m. and then woke up at 10 a.m. the next day. So that was some good fasting right there. Alright, that was fixed. So yeah, I worked out so hard on an all I had was that McCrispy patty, and the night before I went to bed early and I didn't eat dinner. So when I did wake up, I was hungry and I just didn't stop to think. And it was like, wow, girl, you better watch yourself. That is not good. You need to get your calories in so that way stuff like this doesn't happen, because then you're not temporarily insane. So this was Father God. In the name of Jesus. Lord, I thank you. And I praise you for your love. And I thank you for forgiving me of all of my sins, past, present, and future, from A to Z, throughout my existence. And I thank you, and I praise you for your help in dealing with me and how I do things. Always. In Jesus' name. Always. So this page is done. And I'm going to set that to the side. So today, the first thing I did was I did a little prayer time with Jesus. And then the next thing I did was I took care of Sammy. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take a nap after I have my little decaf coffee, which, by the way, I got these glass straws because I bleach my teeth, so I want to keep them white. So if I drink it through the straw from the side, that prevents a lot of staining. Oh, this is good. But even though I do that, I still clean my teeth after I drink coffee. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Teeth too. Okay. Confess your sins one to another. Let's see. Forgiveness. Moving forward, somebody highly offended me and I had to forgive them. Closure. That was taken care of. So now the enemy has no room, and we can all move forward, and that is a good thing. And let's see here. Today is going to be a busy day, so we need to do Friday duties. And that is, I have to vacuum the whole house. I have to give a full groom for Sammy. That means ears, teeth, along with his regular groom. And I need to do another hard workout. And I am grateful for peace of mind. Okay. And these are my top priorities for the day. I don't really use this because I didn't wake up. I was asleep. So I just ignore these and I just list. You know, this is just another list. I've already made my list. I did my packing list. And I ordered some extras for Sammy to be delivered to Sharon. So that way when Sammy is with her for the 3 days that I'm going to be gone, he is going to have comfort. He's going to have everything he needs. His food is already there. His bowls are already there. And I ordered him another one of those types of houses. Not like that one. Like more like the one that you guys saw that's in the closet. So I ordered one of them. So she can put it together and it can be at her house when he's there. So I got a good deal on that on Amazon. So that's straight, so that he can have a place of his own and not just be laying in her floor. He can have a place of his own. And I'm going to give him a good bath before he goes. And then as soon as I pick him up, give him another good bath. And it'll be right on time because that's the day that I give him, you know, another full bath, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I'll be back Wednesday night and I'll get him all cleaned up and fresh and ready because Thursday morning is his first vet appointment at Everhart. And then we'll see. I'll let you guys know what the doctor says. But I've been cleaning his ears. I've been cleaning his teeth. You know, he's very easy to care for. Oh my gosh, y'all. The Lord knew that my days of slaving over taking care of cats, I was retired. I put my 18 years in. And this cat right here is no trouble at all.
He is so mild-mannered and easy to bathe and easy to care for. And he's so loving, you know. And when he holds you and hugs you, it's like you're holding a newborn baby or a monkey, you know, because how they cling to you and they lay their head on your shoulder. And it's amazing, you know. It's absolutely amazing. So, I am blessed. Let's just talk about this. I am blessed. Let's put it right here. Because Gabby loved me in her special way, right? But I didn't get everything that I needed from Gabby. And I had her at birth. But then Andy came along and he gave me what Gabby didn't. But I needed Andy to give me what Gabby did, what Gabby gave. So it's like I could never get everything I needed from one single cat because they were all so individualized and amazing personalities. And I would say if I could get Gabby to give me the things that Andy gives me, Gabby would be perfect. And if I could get Gabby to be more like Andy in certain ways, then, you know, it's like vice versa, you know. Andy, I need you to be more like Gabby in this area. Gabby, I need you to be more like Andy in this area. And, you know, it was so comical. Their personalities were just amazing. But they were both still so very fulfilling. And then here comes Sammy. And Sammy is more like Gabby. More like Gabby. They're the same breed and they're both domestic short hair. It's just that he's pale orange, right? Now, the good thing is that, but the one thing is that he does not give me, that Gabby and Andy both gave me. He will give to me in time, you know, because right now, you know, we've only had him for what, a week? Yeah, no, 2 weeks. And he's still getting himself adjusted and acclimated in his bearings and all that stuff. And every day he becomes more and more like he belongs here. You know, he starts exploring. He's jumping up on countertops, which is why I cannot leave chicken on the counter, you know, unless it's in a closed container. He went into Gary's bedroom and laid on Gary's bed, jumped on Gary's bed, laid on Gary's bed and watched birds in Gary's room. So he's opening up, and pretty soon he's going to start coming in my room and spending time with me. You know, he is. And what I want from him is to just come on in my room when he needs me. And I need him to, I want to be able to let him lay on my bed with me. I want to be able to hold him in bed under the covers the way I did with Gabby, you know. And I know in time he will let me do that. I know he will. Because he's so much like Gabby. So much like Gabby. Andy was a Turkish Angora. His personality is, it was just so amazing. He was like a human. He really was. So anyway, I wanted to plan out Saturday and on Sunday, I am going to be packing up meds, packing up everything, which is just meds and vitamins. Yeah, meds and vitamins. That's the only thing I got to pack up. Everything else is packed. Gary's personal items, just Gary's meds, and vitamins. And we got to pack up one more thing for Gary. I'm going to pack up Gary's denture kit. And that's it. We're done. And I'm going to make sure that if we need to wash clothes, that we wash if needed. I want to wash clothes at the hotel, at the inn. Because the last time I waited and washed clothes at home, which was fine, honestly. But I think this time I'm going to be like, let's wash the clothes before we leave. But if it's just going to be a couple pairs of underwear, that's going to be stupid. And that's why I probably will wait it out. But I like thinking things through ahead of time. And this is one thing that I wish Gary was like this. I like to just sit down and plan things out. I like to cover everything. So I've already made my grocery list. I made the grocery list for when we get to the hotel. The inn. Because God knows there's a difference. And I look forward to the trip, y'all. But the one thing that I have to put a little sad face on is that I have to leave early. If I don't leave early, I will be drained. I will have edema really bad. I will delay weigh-in. So I thought about this hard. I'm going to have to sacrifice the trip. Because if I sacrifice and I leave early, that means I can pick up Sammy before Sharon goes to bed. And all I have to do is just pick Sammy up. I don't have to bring nothing, pick up nothing, just pick him up. And then I can bathe him. His full bath. Because it'll be Wednesday. And then I can do any laundry if needed. Because like I said, we keep our bags packed all year round. All we have to do is wear our outfit and then go and pack vitamins and medications and Gary's denture kit. That's all we have to pack because our luggage is packed all year round. Go out into the storage unit right on the deck and get the what do you call that thing? The cooler that we keep unperishables in. Like different things that Gary can eat, snack foods, microwave popcorn, forks, knives, cups, just in case we go to the inn and there's a shortage of something. We have that, and paper plates and different things like that, which is just functional stuff that we can use on the road if we want to stop somewhere, stuff like that. Let's see. What else do I need to do? Okay, laundry if needed. And I'm going to shower and do all of those things before I come home. So that way when I come home, all I have to do, we put the luggage back, put all of the luggage back where it goes. And then I can just dedicate the rest of that evening to taking care of Sammy. Loving him, letting him know how much I missed him, giving him his full bath. And then, once that's done, I can go to bed early. I want to be in bed by 1 a.m. I want everything done by 1 a.m. And then 11 a.m. the next morning, take him to the vet. And then I'm going to say that I'm going to probably be at the vet. I'm going to say from 11 a.m. to maybe 11:45. Let's give it that much time. And then after that, I'm going to come home, drop him off. And then I have to head to Hospital Drive to see my doctor for myself. Because I have to be there at 1 p.m. And then after that, y'all, I can come home and I can sleep. I will sleep the rest of the day for Thursday. I'll get all my housework done and then I'll sleep. And hopefully, and this is my plan, hopefully, I will be able to work out that night. It may be 1 a.m. in the morning when I work out, but I want to work out. I want to work out Thursday and Friday, because I've been on a really good weight loss track, and I don't want this vacation to mess that up. So we leave on Monday. All right, let's go back to this. We leave on Monday. So I'm going to be gone Monday, Tuesday, and I'm coming home Wednesday night. We'll probably leave around 7 p.m. 7 p.m. So I'm going to tie up all loose ends Wednesday. Wednesday, the day that we leave, we go shopping up and down the strip and get souvenirs like we really need them. I do not work out on Wednesday anyway. So Wednesday is always my off day. But Monday and Tuesday, I will not be working out. And I need to figure out how to make up for that. Do I just walk along the beach? It's going to be flat, y'all. It's a flat walk on the beach. There's no hills. So there's no intensity because I can't run. So I'm thinking, and I'm so glad we're doing this together right now. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I might end up doing. Since I will not be able to work out on Monday, I'm going to work out on Sunday. I'm going to work out Sunday hard to make up for Monday. Tuesday is always my easy day, but I'm still on incline. You know what I mean? So what I could do is I could work out on Saturday. I could go and work out on Saturday. Real easy. And then that way I am going to, that will definitely probably boost my weight loss for the week. I don't know. We'll see. But I think that that's what I'm going to do. I'm glad I thought this out with you guys. I need to work out Saturday and Sunday. And it will be easy on Saturday and hard on Sunday. Normally I would not do this, guys, but I really don't want to mess up the good streak that I'm on. I really don't. I really feel like I'm back down into my 170s. It's been a while since I've seen 170. And I look so forward to getting on the scale. And today is Friday, so today is a hard workout. Oh, I'm sorry. Today is a hard workout. So I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to fast again, start I had breakfast, and then I'm gonna fast for like 8 hours and then go work out on an empty stomach. But right now I need to get back into sleep. So this is gonna kind of be a little bit of a long video, but hang in there with me. This is just a plan with me vlog type stuff. And I will see you guys probably in OC. I don't film along the way because of my husband. I would love, and we're going to be in his Jeep. His Jeep, the cigarette lighter is broke. So you've got to make sure that you've got your spare charger and that your cell phone is fully charged, because his broke, he fixed it, it broke again, and he just stopped caring. So I try not to film too much, you know, going over the bridge and that beautiful, scary Bay Bridge. And I try not to film too much along the way. But if you like that type of content, I think I might have some that are public. I'm not sure. Usually I just go ahead and just make a short little video where you might get a clip on the bridge, you might get a clip on the Bay Bridge, a clip on the Route 50 bridge, and you'll see me entering into OC. And then, you know, I'll probably give you another video where I'm entering into the hotel room, or I'm giving you the view from the hotel. You know, that's probably what I probably will do, because it is so beautiful. I love the view of what you see when you come off that Route 50 bridge, y'all. And you see all the piers and all the docks, and you see the big OC sign downtown. Oh my gosh, love it. So I'll see you in 1 second, because the next thing I'm going to share with you is I finally got my table. It was a smooth transaction, and I love this table, and I'll share that with you in a minute. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and then we'll be right back. All right, y'all, I had the most difficult time with this cat. He would not eat over there. Okay, so what I did was, let's go do this again. I put that stuff there, put some designs around there, because I'm not buying another thing. And I just left the bottom one open for vacuuming. That area is the way I want it. And I got this right there, and it's protected. Here is the new place for Sammy to eat, by the fireplace. Okay, so he's got his food, his water, and his wet food. And then he has his play place. He has everything. And this needs to be dusted off so bad. There's so much lint. But there's that. So I'm done. Maybe I'll put this here and then move this right here back the way it was originally. And there it is. So this is his area. This is his area. And this is the best I can do. At least he still has privacy, because you have that ottoman there, and he can eat in peace, you know, without being around anybody. I don't know why he refused to eat over there. But I mean, he gave me looks, y'all, like, I don't want to eat here. So I brought his food to him over there, and he was eating it. And I said, oh, okay. So that's how we're going to play it. You know, so I was like, well, Sammy, here, this will just be your area. Point blank. This is your living space in the living room. And in the dining room is where you're going to use the bathroom. Because honestly, if I would have put his litter over there, it would block him being able to get where the window is. You know, and I don't want his poo-poo place to be where his living space is. You know what I mean? So that was why I did that way. I just don't like having a litter box in my dining room. but I can't have it in my living room. And I, you know, after Gappy and Andy passed, the hallway, the place where the litter boxes used to be for them, you know, I'm just not going through all of that anymore, because this here is where Gappy and Andy's litter box used to be. And I've cleaned it out. We've got, no, so it's like I can't do it no more. That is just over with. Can't do it no more. It's gonna have to be that way. And oh, my pumpkin. So that's how that is going to be. It's just, I can't deal with it. I can't deal with it no more. Oh my gosh, y'all. Now my last project. We got the new table, but this tablecloth is so slippy slidey because I need to buy a cloth paper. Look at this. That's the stain that she had. We can get that out and just not even have a tablecloth on here. Let's see if I can turn the, and not, this is, I love this beautiful cherry wood. The problem is we couldn't find chairs to match everything, so I had to substitute. And you want to hear something funny? There is a box, an Amazon box right here. It's a makeshift height adjuster because the chair that we bought that was closest was too short. And so I had to make do. So with this little cardboard box here, I can adjust the height of this chair. I had to get black because they didn't have cherry brown or even a dark brown. So the only other color was like beige. So that would have been too obvious. At least this way it can kind of blend in. But I love this table. This is one of those old, heavy London, Britain, English, countryside, cottage. I love this table. Oh my gosh, y'all. And you see right here where there's, it expands to be wider. Wow. Like we would never need to use that, but it makes the table wider. Like if you're having a big old Christmas dinner or Thanksgiving dinner and you've got a lot of people. So what I'm going to do is every time we use this table, yeah, I put the brown tablecloth on in a weird, awkward way because I wanted to give it a little bit of fling bling, but it doesn't come out evenly, as you can see. So Gary's side is the side that is a little more messed up. Let me turn the light on. But here's the dilemma, and feel free to leave a suggestion comment. Even if I were to have a cloth, like a heavy cloth material, it would still be slippy and slidey because this is so glossy. Oh, this reminds me of Granny. So anyhow, no matter what cloth I have, it's going to be slippy. So I put my tray down to eat, and this whole brown part was just a mess. So it's like, okay, every time you sit down, you got to straighten the tablecloth out. So originally, y'all, I bought these covers because they were on sale. It was a good price on Amazon. But what I did not know is that look at that material. This is the kind that picks up lint and dust and stuff. All right, hold on. Sorry about that. Okay. I need a shower. Okay. So I don't like this. And look at the pattern. I thought that this was a solid pattern. So to me, it clashes with the table. It's dark brown on dark brown. And it's stripes, whatever you want to call this. And then look at the carpet. The carpet is, I don't know what you call it, but I don't know what you call this type of pattern. But it reminds me of England and Britain and those beautiful cobblestone streets. And so I said, it just doesn't go. And you got the dark brown on the dark brown. So I went and got these little doilies, very Victorian. And I just put one on top of the other, right? And then I put my little, this here. I don't care that the thingy isn't, the beautiful roses aren't showing because it don't match anyway. But now that's crooked. But everything is just silky and slippy and slidey and slippy and slidey. That could be a Nickelodeon cartoon, right? Slippy and slidey. All right, so there we go. So I was like, it's just the vibe isn't right. I got to spend money again. So I found these, and they are the same pattern as this, but I just don't like the color. But I need the color because it gives a contrast to the dining room. I mean, to this here. This can be replaced. I probably will replace this because everything is just so silky, silky, silky. And, you know, what I wanted, and I'm going to be honest with you, what I wanted and could not find was this. I don't like this material, but I wanted this to be, because it's the same design, but it's still too much dark brown on dark brown, no contrast. So I went ahead and I picked these. And if you guys think that it really doesn't go together, it doesn't have to be matchy matchy, but it doesn't, I don't want it to be clashy clashy either. And I'm trying to figure out which chair covers would look the best, you know, because the pattern on the chair is like, I don't like the chair covers because they're little squares, like grid. There we go, grid. All right, y'all, I'm making changes. I gave Sammy a little placemat to eat off of, and it says grateful. Not because he's grateful, which I know he is. He's really making this place his own. And he's coming out really good. But because I'm grateful. I'm grateful to have him here. And I'm grateful to have made this little area for him. I'm the one that's grateful. I'm speechless. I'm the one that's grateful. And I'm just really grateful that he is accepting of this spot to eat in. It's cozy, it's nookified. But when I did get up today, this was knocked over. This, let me turn this off. Nope, too dark. This was knocked over. And I'm like, how did he knocked that over? And I'm thinking it was knocked over. It's like he jumped from there to try to jump on there. I don't know, but all of this was knocked over. The lanterns, they were all knocked over. And I'm trying to think, how did he do that? Why would he do that? He either wanted the birds on, or he wanted to go outside, or he wanted his food refreshed. But for him to knock this thing over, this right here, is just totally beyond me. Totally beyond me. Voila. Back in the splash. Everything has changed. So, this is the next day, guys. I went back on Amazon and I looked and I looked and I found this pattern, which is so similar to that the chair that I showed you earlier. So, and it doesn't clash with the floor. So I bought my old tablecloth because, you know, I gave it, the old one I gave to my neighbor, and I got this size. And what I didn't like about it is that, because you got the stripes, you got that, and you got that. And I needed to be the dark brown to go with the curtains and, you know, the contrast of the decor. So I put that over it. And now I feel better. Now that looks like a tablecloth and chairs that I can go to sleep. My OCD is taken care of. Everything looks appropriate and it does not clash with the rug. So I am finally done with this video. Hope you like my table. If you were yelling at me that this did not go, this does not go, I heard you. I was trying to make it work, and the ones I had before, they really looked better online. And then I got them and they didn't, the color was off. So let me see. There we go. That is so much better without that flash. So nothing is clashing. Everything is matching.